Anyway, good morning. I missed you guys last week. Yes, Jan Van Loo. It is July. Can you believe this? July? I don't know. I don't know where the time's going. But we got a special show today. Really special. And we don't do these often, but it's very needed. And fair warning. Fair warning. I already told Dennis. Beware of the brat, because the brat in me might come out today with the email I just got before I came on. So beware of the brat. Just a fair warning. I know you guys like the brat, but I don't. Anyway, I'm going to bring my partner in crime here on, my hubby. And then we'll talk a little bit about bring on to Brat, Island Girl. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm gonna bring Dennis on, who's not a brat. Do you see what they're doing to me? Do you see what they're doing to me?
I will be the one walking in the spirit. I will bring balance.
Who's saying the brat doesn't walk in the spirit? My brat walks in the spirit. All right. I'm going to explain it to you. Actually, it's going to work in one area that we're going to talk about. But just a couple of announcements. This Friday around the table, we're not only going to be celebrating our wonderful country's 250th anniversary, but we're also going to talk about what happened at the gathering and what happened after the cameras went dark on live stream. Amazing things. It was wonderful. Unfortunately, when live stream went dark, they stopped taping as well. So I can't even show you guys anything, but it's okay. It's okay. We it's in our spirit, and we'll have members of the gathering team around the table, and members of the band that was put together on glue and what did I call it? Tape, glue, and God.
Spit and glue.
Glue and God. It was incredible. But here's what happened because of that, and I'll go into this on Friday, but I just got to say it. Because of what happened, we're probably now going to go forward with everybody that was on that stage, and then we're going to add Gina. So it's going to be pretty remarkable. But anyway, so that's 7 p.m. Friday, and on Rumble and YouTube. So 7 p.m. Eastern. So hoping you guys can make it. Also, real quick, this will be out, The Unchained Soul. Was that the brat, honey? Did the brat write that? No. I know you're in trouble. Anyway, this book is reveals a lot of stuff that, and not talking about any one church or ministry or anything, because we have been involved with many, but it really is a real eye-opener about what has happened and how to break free. So it's a very powerful book. It will be out this month. Today's July 1st. I'm praying. Dennis knows we're still working on it. But it should be out hopefully by the 3rd week or 4th week of July of this month. And we wanted to bring it out and release it on Amazon during the month of July, the month of the 250th anniversary for freedom, because this book is about just that. So if you're interested, I'm going to be sending, as soon as it's about to be released, before it's released, I'm going to send out the first chapter to people who sign up. And also you're going to get a private invitation to a Zoom webinar that Dennis and I are doing about the book, and you can ask any questions you want. It's very private. It's not going to be recorded. So if you're interested in that, go to thegatheringmovement.org, thegatheringmovement.org. At the top, it says Unchained book, and hit that, sign up. And you're not going to get anything back from me, but I will have you then on a list where you will get the first chapter and you will be invited to the private webinar. Okay. So that's that. All right. I just want to, we have a guest with us. That's going to be in a little bit, but I'm not going to bring him on yet. But why did we do this? As many of you know, we are in a bit of a crisis with a family member. We're seeing things happening. You know, we get emails from everywhere, and we're seeing things happen with people all over, things that didn't really happen. It seems like every week someone is telling us they got diagnosed with this or diagnosed with that, digestive issues, brain fog and fatigue, autoimmune disease, cancer. It's like, how is everyone getting sick, or has something changed? And Dennis, I know you want to speak to that.
Well, yeah, talking about disclaimers, you're putting disclaimer being a brat. I want to put a disclaimer for that we're not doctors, we're not giving medical advice. We're simply sharing, what we've been learning, what has helped us. And, as a ministry, we try to minister to the spirit, soul, and body, because one affects the other. They're very interrelational.
So true.
And, today we just want to focus on health in our bodies. And if you watch us, we don't do this a lot, but many people have asked us to get more in depth about this subject. And so today we feel, like Delora said, all this, it seems like people are just getting sicker. When I was younger and as a kid, half of these things didn't exist. And so we just want to address that and show you what we've been doing. Hopefully it'll be beneficial and help you guys out.
Yeah. The reason this happened, we had the gathering. So we were going to do this before the gathering, but, and the reason is it provoked us is, I'll tell you what happened. I go to a functional practitioner in Sarasota, Florida. And I go to his office. Sometimes I do a telehealth, but he, so you are aware, he's a triple board certified cardiologist. The man is a heavyweight. I mean, now he's into functional medicine and functional being a practitioner. So he's got the knowledge that you can get there, but has added being a functional practitioner and doing things naturally and trying to get your health without having to go through, big pharma type of thing. Okay. So what happened was, it was a week before the gathering. Okay. Or a week and a half before the gathering. And I had taken the month and a half before that. I had blood and urine tested, and I had, for heavy metals, fungicides, herbicides, because if you remember in April 2024, and I said this many times, my heavy metals and everything, they were off the chart. In fact, he said that it was the worst he ever saw, and he can't believe I'm even walking around, that I should be in bed. That's a testament to our Father in heaven. We got my results back, and I had an appointment with him. So we're going through everything, and praise the Lord, my heavy metals came way down, nearly all of them. My fungicides were all pretty good, came good range, but my pesticides and herbicides were off the chart. So they went from low bad to high bad. I was completely shocked. And then my doctor started explaining this. Bear with me here. I'm hoping I can't show you. I took screenshots, but I'm not allowed to show you, okay? Because they're personal to a person. He showed me before and after photos of a 66-year-old man, perfect condition, literally perfect condition. I tell you, the man, was great shape, worked out, played golf, went skiing, and he showed me his last year, 1 year before, what his blood pressure was, perfect, cholesterol 110. He had a Clearly done. Now, if you know what a Clearly is, it is a scan that scans your heart, and in real time, you can go back, it's videoed, and because he's a triple board certified cardiologist, he's very into what's going on in your heart. And so you go through and it clearly shows you in real time exactly with your heart pumping where there are calcifications, where there are plaque buildup, okay? And the hard plaque, which is bad, that is stuck there, okay? So I saw his Clearly. He showed me his Clearly. His heart analysis was nearly perfect. A 66, a little bit here, a little bit there, but really pretty much nothing. And so, guys, if you could please just listen, this is important. I'm not, and this isn't my brat. This is just really, really important for you guys to get this. Okay. Those of you that are chatting, that are commenting, wonderful. I love that. But I'm telling you, this is so important to you. When you hear it, you're going to understand. So here's this man, 66 years old. I'm seeing all his stats. Okay. Then this is what he does. He says to me, now I want to show you 1 year later. Same man, now 67 years old. He showed me a year later his stats. Cholesterol over 300. He felt terrible. He said he could hardly get out of bed. His Clearly 1 year was now filled with plaque buildup. I saw the difference with my own eyes. I asked him, what happened? My doctor then pulled up a photo, a picture from Google Maps of a neighborhood. And I saw the houses. You know how you see the roofs of the houses? I saw the houses, and there was a big arrow pointing to his house. And he said, then my doctor said to me, that's his house, because I wanted to know what happened. Cholesterol through the roof, Clearly, all plaque. 1 year, 1 year. He said, that's his house. He moved there 1 year ago. I still had no idea what he was saying. He then said, see what's in the back of his house? I said, a lot of green. He said, yeah, a golf course. Silence. I was silent. Unfortunately, he moved from a rural area into Lakewood Ranch, right on a golf course. Well, considering we live in the Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton area, my ears perked up. He moved right on a PGA golf course. And I said, okay. And he said, golf courses, especially in Florida, being tropical and in subtropical areas, subtropical states, use pesticides nearly every single day. Actually, in Florida, and they're used everywhere. I have a neighbor. Now we're aware of pesticides, okay? I have a neighbor that uses so many pesticides that on his lawn, he had to put a sign saying that what he was doing. There are trucks, my doctor told me, that go up and down the streets certain times of the year in the middle of the night, and helicopters in the middle of the night that put mosquito spray in the air to keep a handle on the mosquitoes. Completely shocked. So in 1 year, that's what happened to that man. In 1 year, my pesticides went from a low, not so great, to through the roof. A year ago, where was I? I was in a nice neighborhood. Wasn't like this big HOA that we're living in now. It was more, not a situation where every lawn was perfect. People didn't put pesticides. You go through my neighborhood, lawns look like carpets. Needless to say, this doctor said to me, get out of where you're living. But this is what he said to me. I'm 50 years old. I mean, the man is like a specimen if you look at him. He said, my pesticides were the same as yours. My wife wants out. Dennis, you lived through this with me. You were right there.
Well, that's the bad side, but there is a good side to this, which is why we want to do this program. And that is that there's 3 states in America that really have stringent controls over the public use of pesticides and herbicides. I think it's Illinois, Maryland, and what's that third state? Connecticut. So there is a move towards states starting to control the use of these pesticides, especially in public grounds. Some cities, municipalities, if you check with your local cities, they may have things already in place that they're cutting back on publicly spraying public grounds, and so that's a big help. And there's other things you can do to address the situation of these pesticides. It was a real eye-opener for us because where we lived previously, Delora's pesticides were again at a low normal. It was an HOA, but I guess the people on each side of us weren't using pesticides because we didn't, and it made a big difference. But we moved, and lo and behold, just because of this HOA, they're just spraying more and using more. So,
and let me just jump in here real quick. We rent our house. So if these people want to put pesticides, we're stuck. It's their lawn. Go ahead.
Right. And so there's some things you can do to address this. So that's the good news. We found out that sauna, if you go to sauna, several times a week, of course, it's an extra expense, but if you can do that, sauna detoxes your body of the pesticides and heavy metals. So that's one thing. Also, saunas will also help your heart and immune system over time too. There's a lot of studies done where it dramatically affects the health of the immune system in your heart. You can get an air purifier for your home. That really helps a lot as far as cleaning out the air, the ambient air that comes through. Live plants in your house is a good form of air purification. The other thing is water. The water you're drinking, check with your local municipality and see what's in it. And I highly recommend not drinking, tap water, but get a good filter.
Honey, also, so that they don't forget, before you get on water and other foods, when you are outside and you're on your grass, or especially if everywhere has pesticides, you're walking in a park, okay? You bring your dog for a walk in the park. You have your kids or your grandkids and you're swinging them on the swing, and do not walk through your house with your shoes on. Take them off, be in a garage, in a front step, whatever. And then before you use those shoes again, wash the bottoms thoroughly outside. I know that sounds like fanatical, but I'm telling you, if you saw my heavy metals way down, my fungicides way down, and my pesticides off the roof, that's why. Go ahead, honey.
Yeah, it's a good practical step to take. Again, water filters. And if you're drinking distilled water, make sure that you add minerals, like a Celtic sea salt or something, because distilled water takes all the minerals out also. So you want to make sure you're still getting those trace minerals in your body if you're drinking, distilled filtered type of waters. We have a triple osmosis countertop, but it also adds back in minerals. It's called Aqua True is the name of the company, if anybody's interested.
Yeah.
And in terms of foods, another thing you can do. Oh, actually, before I go there, we also found out that binders, get a good binder with, clay and all that kind of stuff, charcoal. Binders actually remove pesticides out of your body, detoxes your body and heavy metals. There's also chlorella. It's an algae. It's not spirulina, it's chlorella, and that's a very, very good natural detox binder that gets rid of the pesticides. But
do you see
if
what
you do
Karen
get it,
said, honey? Did you see what Karen said? I don't rinse anything or brush my teeth with tap water even.
yeah, we have a bottled water by our sink when we brush our teeth. We don't even use that.
But now explain, you were talking about the binder, but it can create at the beginning, it can create some.
Yeah, I'm going to get there. But that chlorella, if you're going to get that product, make sure you get the broken cell wall form. And the reason why you do that is that particular algae has a hard shell and doesn't do well in that form. So they kind of break up the shell before they make the product, and it's much more effective. So it's called broken cell wall form, okay, for the chlorella. And then if you're taking those binders in that chlorella, take it very slow and take half of the amount they tell you to take. I'm telling you from experience, because if you have a sensitive digestive system or intestinal problems, this stuff could, create a little bit of discomfort if you take too much too fast. So just cut the dosage in half, take it very slowly, and over time, just increase it to the required dosage, and you shouldn't have any problems. And then, of course, food, years ago, our foods weren't as processed. It was more whole foods. There was less refined sugars, less artificial colors and flavors and emulsifiers and preservatives. You guys all know refined seed oils. It's salts and everything to make it taste better, So watch those things. Look at the labels, genetically modified stuff. You got to cut back on all that stuff and eat more whole foods in its natural state. Because God, if you look in Genesis 1, God's original provision was for whole foods for his creation. It's right there. And, God created food in its whole form. Man created these food products, GMOs and lab grown meat now and all this stuff. I mean, that's not the way it was intended, in the Bible.
Then?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Another thing happened. I'm trying to stay on. Where did you leave off?
I think you want to talk about organic stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to jump there. Let me just stay here. I always laughed at Lay's potato chip slogan. The slogan used to be, "You can't eat just one," and it's true. You want to know why? Because they fill it with salt and addictive things, so you'll overeat it, and you'll keep buying them. In Europe, they don't use pesticides. Do you know American bread in almost all the products that we just take for granted, like Gatorade, things like that, they're not allowed in Europe. Just a little something there. But okay, so let me just go over this, what we've changed. We try to buy more organic foods, and we find that the thing with fewer ingredients is probably healthier. We don't really buy things in a box. I mean, there are a couple of like crackers that are still organic that we buy, just to have a snack. But what we really do is when we go to grocery store, we shop around the outside of the grocery store. Rarely do we go down the center aisles unless we need, a tea or something like we don't even use soap from there. Just, something like maybe paper plates or something like that, toilet paper. But we go around, we eat from the outside. And that's when you start getting in those middle aisles, that's when you're getting into canned meats and all of these foods that are fake. Your body knows the difference and it fights them. Literally, your body looks at them as a foreign body, and they try to get rid of it. After a while, your body gives up, and that's when you start getting ill. But we eat just about almost 100% organic. Problem is, sadly, organic is not perfect either. So let me explain. It's very important, you guys. No, Donna, you can have lasagna. Make your own noodles. Just make your own noodles. Very easy to make. You just make a dough, a pasta dough, simple, and roll it out. Get a pizza cutter with curly edges, and just make your own noodles. It's flour, water, sometimes egg. It's very simple. You get organic flour, and that's what you do. You use organic beef. You use a cheese that is organic. It really is easy to eat well. It just takes a little longer. So let me just say this: 100% organic means 100% organically produced ingredients. Okay. And they can display the USDA organic seal. Then there's just organic. That means if it says organic, it means it contains at least 95% organically produced ingredients. Most of what you buy that's organic is just organic and not 100% organic. Okay. They still can display USDA organic seal, but the remaining 5% must be strictly approved non-agricultural substances. Okay. Then made with organic, that contains at least 70% organic. Okay. And they can't use the USDA seal on the packaging. So what do? There is all over Amazon, a lot of different places. They have really good organic veggie washes. Even organic, scrub your vegetables, wash the fruit. If it's not organic, peel whenever you can. Okay. Even if it's like zucchini, just peel off that top layer and then use the zucchini that way. Choose organic foods you eat frequently, and if your budget allows. Look, do whatever you can, even if it's starting minimally. Okay, just start. Dan?
Yeah, and unfortunately, because of the increase of processed foods, it's so hard because all the commercials, the cereals, the kids get bombarded with the cereal commercials and the canned goods and beefaroni and all that stuff. We're indoctrinated on processed foods. It's so hard to say no. But there's something that we found that's been very beneficial for people that are coming off of these processed foods and trying to increase their diet with whole type foods, and that is taking more fiber in your diet. And fiber you can get from different types of foods, but there are products out there that increase the fiber content, which is going to improve your gut health, which is going to improve your overall health. Because an increase of fiber is really beneficial to feeding gut bacteria, which is really important in your overall health. Of course, fiber is going to support, regularity, going to the bathroom. Guys know what I'm talking about. And fiber is really important in managing cholesterol. I had no idea till I started looking into this thing, but fiber actually gets rid of the bad cholesterol, kind of attaches and flushes it out. Fiber also stabilizes blood sugar, after meals. It improves digestion. It supports weight management because you feel more full when you increase fiber, and it lowers the risk of heart disease. I said again, type 2 diabetes, and just balances your whole gut microbiome, which is very important to fighting off sickness and diseases. So we've been doing this for a while now, the fiber, and we get what's called psyllium husk. It's all ground up, and you just got to add a teaspoon a day into your food or into water, into a drink. Again, if you're going to use this, start slow and start less, because if you put too much fiber right away, you're going to find yourself in the bathroom. Just whatever the recommended dosage is, we cut it to a quarter of amount and did that for a week, then up to half of the amount for a week, and slowly built up to the like 1 teaspoon a day. And we found that works best for us. And again, fibers in fresh vegetables, beans, a lot of different types of beans, berries, blueberries, apples, flax seeds, chia seeds. You can put that into your bread if you're making bread or granola. Like Delora makes her own granola and has a lot of flax seeds and chia seeds in it. So there's a lot of fiber in that. But yeah, Delora,
I'm going to do I'm going to do a video about that granola. I really am. I know I keep saying I'm going to do that, but I have my own recipe, and I said it before, but now I promise. By the way, I'll be making an announcement soon. I'm not sure when, but I will be doing the granola recipe and lives like that on TikTok. Okay. Just so you're aware, at Delora O'Brien on TikTok. There's a reason I'm doing this over there, and you guys will know about it soon. But it's not, I can't say yet. So, drink more water, drink half your body weight in ounces a day of water. Also, movement and exercise. The problem is we sit in cars. In the recipe book, I Curious Tadpole. I'm telling you, I'm going to get on it now. I really am. I got to get past this book. I got to get past this situation with our daughter, and then it's just, I'll do everything I said I was going to do. But I'm especially going to do that granola. You guys are going to absolutely love it. We sit. No apostrophe, Karen. So it's Delora O'Brien with no apostrophe, at Delora O'Brien. We sit in front of computers. Look, we're doing it now, TV, phones. The problem is movement isn't optional. It's biological. So what do? We walk the stairs when we can. We stretch. Dennis is always saying to me, stretch, because of a back situation I used to have. Resistance training. Please start slow. Watch exercises on YouTube. They even do chair exercises. You can sit in a chair and move your body and get yourself moving. Look, our bodies were designed to move. Now I'm going to tell you real quick, and then I know Dennis wants to talk about a faith connection with all of this, but breathing in the vagus nerve, okay? The vagus nerve, we all have it, helps to regulate your heart rate, digestion, your stress response, how calm you are. Breathing is a great way to regulate your vagus nerve. Some people, have panic attacks, and breathe in 4 through your nose, breathe out 6. Breathe in 4, breathe out 6. There's things called box breathing. You can do that as well. Look up breathing techniques on Google. Look them up on YouTube. What it does is it's immediately your heart rate variability, which is in between your beats of your heart, is a beat exactly that we don't see. But what it does is it says the amount of stress that is on your blood vessel. So the higher your heart rate variability is, the better your flexibility of your blood vessels are. I keep a very close look. I have an app that actually checks my heart rate variability. Yes, Queen Esther, absolutely, that's true. And what it does is it tells me when I'm stressed. My heart rate variability goes into like the 20s or 30s. That means I'm stressed. And that's when I will stop and I will breathe. And I will do this breathing. It's very, very important. It will help your sympathetic and your parasympathetic system and the rest and digest activity that your body needs for health and life. Then,
it's an observation that I've seen over the years, is that we get saved, right? And God delivers us of alcohol and drugs and all kinds of bad habits. And then I don't know what happens to our brain, but then we like substitute those vices for just like eating whatever we want. I mean, I think generally speaking, Christians just don't have a knowledge or an appreciation of taking care of their body. They're just like, well, no, I'm not smoking anymore. I'm not, taking cocaine anymore. So yeah, I can eat Twinkies now and have soda all the time. You just substitute, and it's unfortunate. You're just ruining your health, and I see it so often in the body of Christ. They almost like, well, I can do what I want now because I'm not doing that, but now I'm saved, so I can just eat what I want. There's no connection, and we know in Corinthians chapter 6 that the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. What we do with our bodies is important to God. It's housing the Holy Spirit. And, Paul doesn't say, worship your body. He says to steward it, take care of it. There's a difference. And of course, we know that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, out of Psalm 139. But God designed this incredible system, the body. And with the ability, if we treat it correctly, if we use our brain and treat it correctly, it will heal itself. God doesn't make junk. When we care for our bodies, we are honoring the designer. To me, it's more than just a natural thing. To me, it's spiritual, stewarding my body, keeping it as healthy as I possibly can, whatever I can control. Some things I cannot control. But I believe I'm honoring God in doing that. And we should be stewarding our bodies like we steward our time, like we steward our finances, like we steward our relationships. I don't know why the health of the body gets put on over here and all these other things become priority when it's just as important. And so, and as a general rule, like I said this before, there's really two main areas that you can address right away for those who are new to this thing. And that's water and air. I mean, those are two main elements that we're exposed to constantly, and we're made up mostly of water. If you can at least address the water and the air, like I said, get water purifiers, get air purifiers. Clean water and clean air is going to help yourselves dramatically in combating all this stuff that they're throwing at us, and whether it be pesticides or heavy metals or off-gassing of materials in our home, like rugs and all the stuff they make things out of. It all off-gasses, and it's harmful to us. So if you can at least get those two things, and of course, Delora's talked about this many times, we have to hydrate our bodies. We can't hydrate on soda or sugary drinks. Sugar is your enemy. I know it tastes good. I know it makes everything wonderful. I know it's emotionally satisfying. We grew up on the Twinkies, but it's your enemy, guys. There are substitutes for it. Add lemon to your water or some type of fruit drink. But you need to drink a lot of water. Delora's been pounding this into you for months. You should have at least half your weight in ounces of water a day, because you have to flush out these pesticides. You flush out these harmful chemicals. We've got air purifiers going constantly in our house. We change the air conditioning filters every month. We've got the water purifiers going. It's been a big help. And so, Dee, I think you might talk about the last thing that we've been doing.
Yeah. Now we've talked about this before, but I'm this is where my brat's going to come out. So forgive me. Okay. As a ministry, we had a couple of fundraisers, Joy in Country, that Jenna created, and with what is happening, it's on pause. I don't know if it's going to be on pause for several months or a year. I just don't know. One of our other fundraisers, and absolutely falls right in line here, is LifeWave, the LifeWave patches. Now, I have people send me things, probably 10 a week. Some of them are okay, some are not. You can send me 1,000. If you want to send them, send them. We don't move forward unless we check out everything, unless we are aware and know the people that run the company, meet them, verify who they are, look into everything. Do we look like we just jump into things? We are the two of the most skeptical people on the face of the earth. I don't believe anything. It has to be proven to me. This is why I do this show off the cuff. So when it was brought to us, we checked it out completely. Found out the founder, David Schmidt, was Christian. The inventor, CEO. He gives all the glory to God. I had dinner with the president of the company. Dennis and I both did. You want to talk about a woman? She stopped us and said, we have to pray. I mean, I got goosebumps. That's these leaders. Okay. Now, I want to tell you what just happened. Here's where I'm really ripping about this. Ripping. I had someone write to me. This isn't the first person. This is like 3 or 4 now. Okay. In the past month, they're trying to get me to get off of what has proven to change my life. Okay. And they're trying to get me to do what they want me to do. Do they understand I don't sell out? Do they don't know that? But this is what's happening right now. Because LifeWave patches are changing so many people's lives. Because they're affecting so many people's health. There are people out there, even naturopathic doctors, who are saying that, and this is what I got today for an email. I just want you to know that LifeWave use and David Schmidt uses 6G technology in their patches. I almost lost my mind. Okay. You see, people, they can even be called naturopathic doctors and alternatives. Don't trust even an alternative doctor. You better check them out good. Saying anything to get people off of LifeWave. It's a demon. Now, this is what I did. I went into Google. Google was telling the truth. And this is what Google said. LifeWave's phototherapy patches do not utilize or require 6G technology. The company's wellness and performance patches operate passively by trapping and reflecting your body's naturally emitted infrared light back to the skin, a principle known as photobiomodulation. While LifeWave patches don't, wait for it, and could never connect to cell towers. Why? Because 6G is slated to deploy in 2030. Phototherapy is in a completely different realm of electromagnetic spectrum. Actually, 6G is not even available as of yet. Don't write to me and tell me something, okay? Good thing I didn't take my blood pressure. I am so sick of lies. I can't deal with it anymore. You people are so gullible. They're gullible. I'm going to show you. This is the man that they're saying this about. This is a minute video I want you to watch. I'm so sick of it. Watch this.
You may have heard it said that people say necessity is the mother of invention. But actually, what I found is that divine inspiration is the actual key that unlocks the impossible. I didn't know those things when I was a young 8-year-old telling my dad I wanted to be an inventor. I just knew I wanted to create things and maybe even change the world in the process. As I grew up, my thirst and hunger to invent only became stronger, and I looked for a way to channel my energies into something that could benefit people. Then, one day, when driving home from work, I received what I would call a divine insight. What if we used light in an entirely new way to communicate with the human body? That's when the LifeWave patch technology was born, and the rest, as they say, is history. Sometimes I find it really hard to believe that this year I was issued my 200th patent, an accomplishment that makes me feel just so incredibly blessed. It's a testament that through the power of prayer, recognizing God as Lord and Creator, the power of persistence, and yeah, a lot of hard work.
Yeah, okay, recognizing God, okay, as Lord. Yeah, that definitely a demonic company. Definitely trying to make you sick. I'm so sick of it, I can't take it. So we're about to bring someone on. I'm going to tell you about him in a minute. But let me explain to you what this has done for me, and then I'm going to have Dennis give real short testimony because it's getting late here. It changed my life. What Dennis and I have done in the last 2 weeks at our age, we could never do it. We could never do it if we did not have the energy and the wherewithal and the mind and clearness of what we're doing. Everything, my heavy metals came down. All my stuff came down. It's all I did was add X39. That's what I did. This right here. I'm so aggravated. That, okay? Look up photobiomodulation. It is absolutely, it's over 200 patents on this. Dennis, tell them what they did, and then I'm going to bring Wayne on. Tell them what LifeWave did for you.
Well, real quick, my blood pressure went from like in the 160s down to the 120s. My PSA dropped 50% the numbers favorably. My brain fog went away. I dealt with brain fog most of my life. And my strength and energy level, I'll tell you a quick story. After the gathering, we went to our son's house. He lives close by where the gathering was in Indiana. And he has 5 heavy couches in his house. And he has, and it's 3 stories of stairs. And he wanted to move the 5 couches through three stories of chairs around in his house.
Yeah, tell him the story. Our grandson broke a couch.
Well, yeah, but yeah. So
background.
He looked at me and he said, I said, well, let's just do it. He said, you sure you can do this? I mean, without trying to imply that I was this old man, he said, I don't know, can you do this? I said, I'll tell you what, we can do all 5 couches and 3 stories of stairs. I said, and I'll take the heavy end. And so,
and he did.
Well, 30 minutes later, I took the heavy end and we moved 5 couches, 3 sets of stairs, and he's huffing and puffing, and I'm doing just fine. So what's wrong with this picture?
True. I want you to, there's a couple of slides, honey. I want you to, let me put up the first one. I know this is very important to you. I'm sorry, Wayne, we're going to get to you in 2 minutes, brother.
Yeah, this is a study. They did a topography map, but they actually scanned a person's brain. She was a 77-year-old woman. And before taking the X39, placing it on her body, it shows the inflammation levels in session 1 there. Her brain was completely inflamed, which is a precursor to, Alzheimer's, dementia, all those kinds of things. And then after 3 weeks of wearing the patch, most of the inflammation was gone. It was great improvement. Brain fog, coherence was better. And in the last session, 3, after 6 weeks, complete turnaround, no more inflammation. That's what a balanced brain looks like without inflammation, and complete better brain coherence. So, I've dealt with this. My mother had dementia, and so I was always fearful of me getting it. So I always had these brain fog issues, and it's a complete radically different today. I'm very clear and very quick when it comes to brain fog. It's gone.
Okay, one last one, and then we're going to bring Wayne on. LifeWave won the 2025 Biotech Breakthrough Award. Now, understand, it wins Stem Cell Innovation of the Year, 2025 Biotech Breakthrough Awards. The mission of the annual Biotech Breakthrough Awards program is to conduct the industry's most comprehensive analysis and evaluation of the world's top companies, solutions, and products in the life science and biotechnology market. Thousands of nominations from over 15 countries throughout the world. And this has global recognition for what they're doing and the results they're getting. But hey, they're using 6G. All right. So I got a ton of, it's hard to get people on. People don't like, I've got all kinds of testimonials here. I'm not going to read them. People's lives completely changed. We get them all the time. But we wanted to bring one person. I'll tell you what happened. Wayne Whitehouse is coming on. He was signed up to come to the gathering. Now, he went on LifeWave, I think about 6 months ago. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. And we were on the phone. He wanted to talk to us about it. And we were on the phone with him. We found out, he plays guitar and he sings and he does gigs and stuff. So here he is coming to Indiana to the gathering. We see him on the list and everything falls apart. And now we know that Wayne sings and plays guitar. And Dennis goes, let's get Wayne Whitehouse, see if he wants to be part of the gathering. So he was part of our makeshift Spit, Glue, and God band. But while we were having breakfast the next day, I'm overhearing Wayne and what he's telling people. So let me just bring him on right now. Wayne, hey, bro. How you doing, man?
Good. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was eavesdropping on you when you were telling people. Please just take a couple minutes and share with what you were saying, because you're kind of a laid back kind of guy. You remind me a little bit of Dennis, but you were so excited. I said, wow, he's really, so that's why I was listening. Go ahead, share, please.
Well, I was looking, and I'm almost a year.
Okay.
I'm about 10, 11 months in. So when you all introduced me to it, around that period, I was going through chest cold after chest cold. I think right before you all introduced me to it, I had gone through like 2 months of like severe chest cold. I could barely sing. It was just hard to do anything. I was moving around because I had to. I've got 2 young kids, and it was I probably went through 3 bottles of cold medicine, the good kind, and also, on top of that, it was, I'd get over it, and then a week later it would come back. I couldn't shake it. And when I took the patch, it was about a week, and all the sinuses, everything just drained out. And
wow,
it's been, if I haven't been sick since. And if I have gotten anything, I've shaken it off pretty quick. We're talking like a day or 2. I've noticed also that I can breathe through my nose. There for a long time, I always had a hard time breathing through my nose. I can take full breaths through my nose. I don't need allergy medicine as much as I used to. I used to have to take it every day. And, and if I forgot within a day or two, I was sneezing and eyes were watering up, face was swelling. So every now and then we call it, cause I'm from Kentucky, we call it the Kentucky funk. But it gets pretty bad here sometimes, but this season it's been night and day compared to last year. And, you know, I'm trying to think,
How's your energy?
oh, it's night and day compared to where I was this time last year.
Yeah.
And also another thing too, I've noticed that my snoring has improved.
You're snoring?
My snoring has improved.
Oh God, Wayne, I wouldn't say that if you didn't bring it up, but so has mine. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to say it. Ask Dennis.
I used to be really bad. I would wake the household.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, Dennis was born deaf in one ear. Okay, so he used to say to me, my snoring was so bad. He used to say to me, "God did this for me. I just roll on my good ear and I can't hear you anymore." So I get it. I get it. Anything else?
Other than the energy and the clarity that Dennis was talking about, I mean, I've noticed that too. And a lot of it's just subtle things like, there's some aches and pains that I've had before that, that I don't have or very rarely. So I still need to improve, as far as eating and exercising. I still need to do better on that. But yeah, it's really been a godsend. And this last year, the way things were going, I don't know how I would have gotten through without it.
Wow. Yeah, you said you had some challenges this year. That's how we feel. That's how we feel. It actually, it gives you a better sense of life because your body is now functioning. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Dennis, while Wayne is on here, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, we tried to address many different ways to improve your health. Obviously, this patch is not God. It's not going to do everything. It does a lot. We've got a lot of testimonies. We can't say that it cures this and cures that, but we've got people that, had this and now they don't. Some serious stuff, from arthritis to I can't
But
even say it.
We can't say it cures arthritis. We can't say it cures Parkinson's.
Right.
We can't say it improves eyesight. We can't say it gets rid of migraines. We can't say it helps your digestion. We can't say it helps you lose weight. We can't say any of those things. So just so you know. Right.
But so we want to give you a broad spectrum from, like we said, from whatever you can do, improving your diet to air purifiers to water, filters to all that kind of stuff that we're talking about. And of course, the patch has been the most dramatic. I mean, it's really it's not really anti-aging, it's age reversal. Like we're going back in time. We didn't mention, but our hair has gotten thicker. It's just crazy how this thing works. But anyways, we're getting late here. So if there's any interest, if you haven't been introduced to this yet at this point, you can just go to our You can go to our website page. It's called takingbackourhealth.com. Takingbackourhealth.com, and that'll get to us, and we can set up a time to send you some more information, or get on the phone with you, or answer any of your questions. And we just want you to be healthy.
That's how we met Wayne. We met him on the phone, and God opens the door for him to join the gathering band. I mean, that wild.
That was great. That was great. And he plays. And he plays harmonica, like an
Oh
awesome
man,
harmonica
you've got
player.
a voice. It was amazing to me. It was just amazing. But I'll go down on that. We're going to do that Friday. But go to takingbackourhealth.com. Just give us your info. And what I'll do is I'll reply almost immediately. We can jump on the phone with you if you want, like we did with Wayne. He had questions, so we got on the phone with him. We can go back and forth with email. Either way, it's up to you. I just, this is our main fundraiser. This is how we're able to continue doing what we're doing, that Wayne was a part of. This is how we're doing it. So it's a win-win-win, Christian company. I mean, I saw the man privately. David Schmidt said, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I give him all the glory. I mean, to have the head of a company say that is just, it is just incredible to me. So just remember, before we leave, our hope isn't in organic food. Our hope isn't in supplements, really. Our hope isn't in the patches. Our hope is in Christ. But he entrusted us with these bodies. So we want to take care of them as faithfully as we can, and not out of fear, but out of gratitude. Wayne, you got a final word here?
Thank you all. Thank you all for introducing me to this and everything.
Oh,
Amen.
Thank you. So sweet. Honey, you got a final word?
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm so grateful that God gave us Wayne Whitehouse to help us with our band. That was the most awesome experience. I know I'm supposed to be talking about LifeWave, but I can't get over the fact that God orchestrated that whole thing. It was just a blessing.
It is. And so you guys know, and we're going to talk about this more Friday night, but what was an absolute tragic situation at the gathering, God turned it into something so amazing that everyone that's on that platform, probably even me, is going to stay there, and we're going to add Gina to it. And, it is just what the devil meant for harm, God turned for good. The same thing with, do not fall into the sickness thing. No matter what the report is, please believe the report of the Lord. Eat better, move, start your body moving, do whatever you can. And if able, go to takingbackourhealth.com right here and write to me. And I'll, if you want to see doctors, I mean, there's vascular surgeons and anesthesiologists and people that said their patients have completely gotten healthy. So if you're interested, please do that. Wayne, you are a blessing to us. You know that. We tell you all the time. So we thank God for you, my brother. And also, we'll go over the other people on Friday night that just stepped up, man, and made the gathering something I couldn't even believe actually happened. And Dennis, thank you for joining me today. And next week, I am going to hit something so hard that you think the brat came out today. Wait until next week. Oh, boy. Anyway, love you all. See you Friday night at Around the Table. Really tell everybody to join us. It's 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be an awesome time in God. We'll see you then, Wayne, right?
I've got to play, but I'll be there in spirit.
Okay, awesome. And too bad. I would have loved to have you share.
I know, me too.
I know. Well, you took off the Friday that we needed you. See, you join with us, you end up taking stuff off. Don't do it this week. Well, maybe you can write something out and get it to us, and I can read it.
I can do that. I can do that.
Awesome, man. All right. We will see you Friday night, and remember always, go in the power of God. Ciao, everybody.
Bye-bye.